Hi there, welcome to 30 Something Diaries. This is your host Pooja Singh, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. As I sit here and get myself comfortable, I'm listening to a family downstairs doing a barbecue on this Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, looking all happy, looking all comfortable with themselves, and just enjoying the day. Usually, I always love seeing people happy, love seeing people be in their element, but I also got into thinking that someone out there might feel what a perfect family, what a perfect way to spend the day, and how lucky they are to be experiencing such joy, which is all right, which is true. But to someone who might be insecure, but to someone who might not be there yet themselves, but to someone who might be struggling in their own lives, it might also come across as something of an overwhelming dream where they feel they're not where they want to be, and seeing someone else doing good just sparks that emotion in them, which says they have it all together, they know what they're doing, but you don't know what you're doing, and you will never be there. Which is all too bad because all of us deserve to feel like we have joy in our life. All of us deserve to feel like our lives are wonderful, and there are so many things to be grateful for even with the bad things. But what happens is sometimes when you get into the comparison loop so much, you are not able to control yourself. You are not able to look at the brighter side of things. And you compare yourself with everyone out there, believing that they have it all together. They know what they're doing. They have figured out this secret sauce, how to do adulting. And you are the messy one. You are the complicated one who haven't figured out anything for yourself, and you are really lagging behind in your life. If you have ever experienced feeling like this, let me tell you, you're not alone. All of us experience insecurity like this. All of us experience feelings like this. We also struggle with a lot of things. We also struggle with our internal emotions, knowing fully well there is still so much to be grateful for, but not being able to wrap our head around those things that make our life what they are, and always catching ourselves feeling negative, feeling like only someone else knows how to live their life and you don't. Today, I want to talk about something that I'm pretty sure every single person listening in has experienced at least once in their lifetime, but we seldom talk about it out loud. Why everyone else seems to have it all together and why that is not the truth. You know that feeling when you're scrolling through your social media or when you are looking at others' professional achievements around you, and you are left with an uneasy feeling in your stomach, in your underbelly, that you are not where you are supposed to be. Looks like everyone else have this secret sauce to success but you, and that eventually makes you feel insecure, that eventually makes you feel less confident in your own process, and that eventually renders you very unhappy in what is actually supposed to be a messy, complicated life. But there are still places, areas in your own life where you can look and find this joy that you are only able to comprehend when you look at someone else, but it's all within you. And I understand it gets a little difficult, it gets a little frustrating to be your own champion and just to keep looking at your own grass. But we have to do it because living life from the eyes of someone else's success is setting yourself up for unending unhappiness, which knows no bounds. I know whenever you look around yourself, it feels like everyone has this secret manual to adulting, but it appears like you never received it. Why everyone else's life looks so easy, so curated, like everything is very organized, everything is very to the T, and whatever they think comes to life. How is it happening for other people and not you? While you are here trying to just figure out why did you forget to pay your telephone bill, dealing with unending family pressure about your life choices, dealing with so many decisions you have to make in your career that will make or break it, and you are left wondering if you are the only one who can't even remember to buy groceries on a weeknight when everyone else seems to be making Instagram worthy meals every single night. Well, then, my friend, listen in we're gonna have a chat today. Okay, I'll tell you where the problem is. Where did we all mess it up and got it wrong? Because as early as the dawn of civilization, I don't think so everyone was comparing every single thing in their life with someone else. As a matter of fact, we were a very cohabitating society, collaborative society, and we had only one goal: to have an evolutionary mindset and just enhance the concept of humanity and the survival of humanity. Over the period of last couple of decades, our lives have become immensely individualistic and we live in kind of like a bubble. We can do whatever we want to do, but also we do not understand some of these humanistic instincts or evolutionary instincts that we are born with. And we are confused. We are comparing ourselves with the wrong things. We have an Instagram aesthetic feed in front of ourselves all the time where people are portraying this perfect life, perfect everything, perfect job, perfect house, everything is to the T. And I am an organized person, don't get me wrong. I try to organize my life. I try to use tools that enhance my life. I try to be as practical as possible in things that can be delegated, right? So I am trying to be smart with it. I do like myself an organized workstation. I do like keeping things unmessy, but I also understood that it's quite not possible to do it all the time. It is also okay to leave a few things as is. Do not stress about everything in the world and do not feel guilty about not being able to have it all figured out. Because let me tell you this, no one has it all figured out. I am a perfectionist by nature. I have always been a perfectionist, and growing up, I really get into this bad trap of comparing my life with everyone else. So even if there is a single thing, single facet in my life that I feel I haven't figured out yet, I would be very competitive about it as well. And I would go about fixing it, which is a good attitude if you do not take it to the extreme, if you have a fine balance in your life and you are not feeling like you are getting burnt out. But it can be really toxic if you are always going after the wrong route. You're not really giving yourself the space that you deserve, and you're also not giving yourself the credit that you deserve for doing the simplest, the basics of things during the day. What happened with me was I became so obsessed with keeping everything perfect. I became so obsessed with this idea of a perfect life that supposedly others were living and I was not living. That I forgot what were the good things in my life. What were the things that make my life so beautiful? Can I still count my blessings? And very soon, those blessings were taken away from me. And that is when, unfortunately, I had to realize that those little things that I overlooked, I took for granted, were really blessings in disguise, were really something that I was ungrateful for, although they were the things that were so beautiful in my life. And before I knew it, it was all done. They were behind me, and I can't do anything about it. It got so bad for me, unfortunately, that I had to find the blessings in the littlest of things, in the simplest of things. And that is a blessing in itself, now I feel. So I try to look at my life as something that always has something to be grateful for. And second thing is, I feel I was such a perfectionist that I never stopped to think that these very same people that I am getting inspired from, I am comparing myself with, they might also not have it all together. When they go back to their home, they have their own problems to solve. Like if I'm comparing myself with them and I want to be at a place where they are at, and I'm comparing myself, I don't know what they gave up to be there. And if given a choice, would I take that choice? Would I give up the things that they gave up? Probably not, or probably yes. No one can say in that time, in that space, what decisions someone make. But just comparing, just thinking of your life in zeros and ones where the other person have the same parameters as you is not true, right? That is a farce, that is a scam. In my lowest of days, someone once told me that while you are out there comparing your life with someone else and thinking and talking about how perfect their life is, and you would give everything to be in their place, probably someone somewhere out there is thinking the same about you. Like, look at Pooja. She had gotten it all together. She's so smart. She's there where I want to be. And I really can't imagine what would it take to be in her place. So this cycle of comparison have us all under its thumb, and there is no end to it. I have had a bad couple of years where my life looked anything like the perfect pictures I was posting on Instagram, the perfect life that I was pretending to live, and people get enamored by it. But I was living a farce. When I was very, very young, I used to post a lot of pictures on my personal Instagram, and I would feel better about it because for a minute that was my escape. I would find some pleasure in it, but when I would go back to the same bed, to the same house, to the same room, I had nothing figured out. I was not doing good. I was not sleeping well. I was not eating well. I didn't have a good relationship with myself. I didn't know how to speak in public. I did not know how to make new friends. I did not know how to keep the friends that I had. And it was not a good life. But to someone out there who might see me pretending, who might see that, oh, this person is living the best life just through social media or Instagram, they might feel that they don't have it all. And I feel so sorry if someone felt like that by looking at my stories because deep down, I didn't have it all, just pretending, and it was a lie. Why? Today, even if my days are looking messy, even if my house is unkempt a little bit, even if I couldn't go out for the workout that I really wanted to go out for, even if I had a tough day at work where I made a mistake and I was made accountable for it, which is a very uncomfortable thing for you to be in, even if that happens, I have come to accept that these things are part of your days, these things are part of your life. You really cannot expect that every day is gonna be the same. Every day is gonna be full of joy and blessings. That never happens. Life is messy. Life is amalgamation of random events that happen in any different order and you have no control over it. So why do you expect that whatever you think is always going to happen and whatever is your idea of a perfect day, perfect life is also going to happen? There is no such thing as a perfect day, as a perfect life. All of us are just trying to do our best with what we have got, and that is enough. That is all we can do, and that is what is in our control. The perfectionist performance we all are putting on. Here is my honest opinion and thoughts about what is actually going on here. As a society, we are at a point where we all are supposed to put on these faces, this performance of perfection, and that has made us be afraid and anxious about looking vulnerable, and we are just scared. We are scared that people will misunderstand us. We are scared that someone will make fun of our vulnerability. We are also afraid of coming across as weak, and supposedly it makes us less of a human when we are in touch with our own emotions, and I do not concur to it. I feel this is very sad. I feel that this is very unfair of an expectations to have from humans, from anyone, to hide their real emotions and not be themselves and just pretend that everything is pretty, everything is beautiful. This life is supposed to be only about laughing and joy and beauty, while life can also be about messy, uncomplicated parts, finding strength in your own vulnerabilities, something that you thought might not be possible for you, but you made it work. You got out of your comfort zone and walked through those uncomfortable trenches and achieved something you never thought was possible for you. Isn't that beautiful as well? But while you are on that path, it's gonna be frustrating. It's gonna be messy. It is gonna be really something that you never imagined. You might need friends on the way. You might need strangers on the way. You might need support. And for that support, you have to accept that this is not perfect. I did not expect this to happen like this. This is not a pretty picture. This is not what was in my roadmap. And I don't know what I'm doing, but isn't this the beauty of life as well? Imagine that you have everything chalked out in your life. You know what is the plan to live life. It is given to you as a little kid when you get born, and you are given a plan and you're told your life is going to look like this. All you have to do is tick all the boxes and follow all the steps that are provided in this man. Let me ask you this question. Would you like your life? Would you enjoy your life? Would you feel excited about it? Would you feel that you have something to achieve? You don't know what's going to come next. you're not going to feel like that, right? We often talk about exciting things in our life in terms of what we achieved, what we saw through our own eyes, what success we are able to see in this lifetime. But we are also most of the time overlooking the fact that there were some exciting things to be done when we were doing the grunt work, when we were just setting up something, or when we were just experimenting. That part was also exciting, even though we did not achieve anything, even though we did not become successful at that point. That part was also beautiful, as messy as it might sound to someone else. And it might not also speak to someone else, but I had fun. I had a lot of nervous jitters in my stomach when I was thinking about it. And that is it, right? That is what makes my life beautiful. That is what makes me wake up in the morning being excited for a new day, whatever comes my way. And it can be messy. It is gonna be messy. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want a little surprise in your life? Don't you want a little excitement in your life? Don't you want some unpredictability in your life? You do, right? Unpredictability is never going to be perfect, and that's fine. I think we are made to feel too terrified that if we are real with other people, if we show them our real selves, the confused, the struggling, the frustrating part of our lives, they won't accept us anymore. Especially as women who are told time and again that they're supposed to take things gracefully, that they're supposed to be menders of the society, they are supposed to bring everyone together, they're supposed to be the glue that runs the show, they are supposed to be the glue that brings people together. If that is what you want to do, then that's fine. But if you are feeling that pressure of being that person, men or women or anyone, you don't have to feel like that. Everyone is responsible for their own lives as you are, and everyone will figure it out. You're not responsible for other people's lives. If you mess up on the way, that's okay. You don't have to feel pressure. You don't have to feel that you are someone who needs to fail gracefully or who cannot even fail at all, because they have a lot at stake and a lot of people depend on you for being the pretty one, being the organized one, being the docile one, being the quieter one, being the social one, and being everything to everyone and nothing to yourself. When I first discovered that, when I was first diagnosed with anxiety and depression years ago, it took me almost 15 months to finally go and speak to a therapist. And even before that moment, my days were really bad and I was very non functional. I really needed help at that time. But I was so afraid to accept this fact in my life because I was a perfectionist. It was better for me to post those Instagram pictures than go and accept and talk to my partner, talk to my family, tell my parents that I have depression. I probably have depression. I can't do it anymore. I need some help. It was hard for me because I believed that I need to have a perfect life. I'm supposed to have a perfect life and I am supposed to show that I have got it all together. I think I am also the eldest of three siblings, and being a woman in Indian society and the eldest girl, you start imbibing some responsibilities. You start being there for other people first. Then look at yourself and understand what you want and cut yourself some slack and give yourself some credit that you are just doing your best. You're just trying to do your best, as is everyone else. And over the period of time, I did some internal work. I worked with my therapist. I started talking to my friends. I started talking to my siblings. I told them what is happening with me. And suddenly, I was not supposed to be this strong person. Suddenly, I wasn't supposed to be someone who is flawed. And suddenly, people are not treating me like I have a tough life. I am not strong. I don't have it all together. And I don't fit in their idea of a person, of a perfect human. A lot of people did not treat me with kindness, but a lot of people did. As the more I started talking about my mental health struggles, the more people opened up to their struggles as well. And I am always there for my friends now because I understood, once you open up that dialogue, it is in everyone's benefit to talk about these things openly. It is in everyone's benefit to help each other out and give that space so that people can be human. All of us has to go to the war zone in the morning. All of us has dreams and desires and we are really hitting goals, and all of our days are hard. Why not give our friends that space and that energy and that lending ear to be themselves, to talk about the things that they are struggling with, and find communities where you can be yourself, you can be your vulnerable self. I feel I have this wonderful community which I also benefit from. The more I talk about my struggles and how to overcome them, I have been able to apply them in my own life as well. And I feel I try to become that role model for everyone out there. And in becoming that, in a very kinder way, not in the toxic way that I was trying to become, not in the over perfect way, over analyzing way that I was trying to become, but from a kinder eye, from a kinder space. The more I did that, the more I came closer to the role model I was trying to become for other people. And it helped me. It made my life so beautiful. It made my life so energetic, so active, so worth living, only because I accepted that there's something wrong and I need to fix it. And with help from people, with help from my therapist, from my partner, from my family, from everyone around me, I got it. I finally got it. And I'm here to tell you, if you are someone who is struggling like this as well, open up, talk about it, accept that your life is messy. Life is supposed to be messy, it is not supposed to be perfect. And really, no one has gotten it all together. This is only a farce. Every single person who is trying to do something big or small have it all messy for a bit, and then they figure it out, and then they start working on it, and then something picks up. Sometimes things don't pick up, and then comes the next thing that you have to figure out. This is a cycle of life, and this is something all of us go through on most days. So that's okay. Why not embrace it rather than struggle with it and have unrealistic expectations from your days and weeks and years? Be humble about it, be honest about it. You are work in progress and there is nothing wrong with it. So now, why this reminder is so important in your 30s, or for that matter in any other age? How do you keep at this approach in your life? Let's talk more. I believe in your 30s and as you grow old, you want a stable ground for yourself. You don't want your insecure self doing things for you. You do not want to make decisions for yourself from an insecure mindset, from a comparison mindset. You want to be able to do things for yourself. This is going to be the decade where you really put your foot down and work on some of the biggest goals in your life. This is also probably going to be the decade where you find the most joy in your life, doing whatever you want to do. And maybe you also decide that there are some things in your life that you don't want to do anymore. And you also decide in this decade. In your 20s, you're a little bit lost, you're having a little bit of fun, you are trying to gain a little bit of experience. But I feel 30 is the right balance to have that experience, that maturity, to understand what is going on in your life. Of course, you still wouldn't have everything figured out in a jiffy. It will still take some time, but it is a healthy balance. It is a healthy footstep. It is a strong foundation for you to have, to build from here, and to enjoy your life to the fullest, to stop giving an F about the things that really marred your existence when you were growing up. And you can finally say that I don't want to do this. This is what I want to do, and it will take some time and energy. And now is my time. Now is when I would be able to do that. If not now, then when? But also, I will really, really not spend any more energy and time in going after things that doesn't make sense for me, in spending any more time and energy in things that are not meant for me, that I do not enjoy doing, and I would really not base all of my life decisions on things I am only doing to prove something to someone, or because I feel I'm comparing myself to someone else. Why would I want to do that? So 30s are a wonderful age to let go of a younger self who was confused and insecure and jealous and envious. You are going to have days where you feel like that still. Of course, all of us are human. You're not going to be able to twirl a magic wand and suddenly get rid of all of these feelings. You don't have to react to them. You do not have to. You don't really have to things out of insecurity or jealousy, because you are on your own path. You are going to be doing great things just being who you are. You're going to be making great things from the messy, frustrated self you are. And you might not be there yet. You might not have it all figured out. But guess what? No one has it all figured out. They're still enjoying their life. They are still making good stead in their goals. They are still very successful. And so can you. As we start to wrap up today, I want to leave you with something that I wish someone have told me years ago when I was really exhausting myself, trying to keep up with everyone else's highlighted reel and meeting everyone's expectations around me. Your messy, complicated, vulnerable life. It is not a draft for your real life. It is your real life. And let it be. It is beautiful as is. It is beautiful as you see it. And if you take a step back and do not let any external factor affect your decisions, you really learn how to do that, then you really don't have anything to worry about. You will be in a neutral space where you don't attach any labels to your days. You can think and you can tell yourself that, oh, I'm not feeling good. But that is it. You don't over analyze it. You do not over engineer it. You let it be, you let it pass without reacting. And over time, you will realize that things change, context change, and it was only but a momentary thing, a momentary feeling that fleetingly came and it passed. And sometimes things don't pass. Then you sit and then you decide what you need to do if you need to do something. But otherwise, if you're constantly feeling like everyone else's life affect you a lot, the stimuli around you are making you feel less of yourself, and you are always comparing what others have and what you don't have, then probably it's time to maybe take a step back and protect yourself from getting triggered if it is affecting you. Create boundaries around yourself. Create boundaries that are supposed to protect you. Tell yourself that it is only you who can do that. It is only you who can create these boundaries. It is only you who can enforce those boundaries. And really, at the end of the day, anyone's idea of your life is none of your business, but also no one should have a say in that. You can ask people for advice, you can have people involved in your life. Really, the decision is yours, and you have to be totally in control with your own life to the point where you have this internal dialogue with yourself over and over again. What is it that you really want? What is it that you are going after? Are you doing this thing because you convinced yourself that someone else's idea of a perfect life is what your idea of perfect life is now? Or is it because you got inspired, you got encouraged, you looked at them and thought to yourself that, yes, I would also like to live like that? So inspiring, so encouraging. There are people out there who are doing this thing that I want to do. There are people out there who are achieving big things, and I would also like to do that. And if the answer is yes, only if the answer is yes, go after those steps. Your process is going to look different than their process. Your life might also look particularly messy in the process, frustrating in the process, in a different way. But then it is your process to own, it is your process to follow, and it is your failures to keep, and it is your success to keep. I like to do this little thing whenever I'm finding myself caught up in this comparison trap. I simply tell myself, if I am given a choice, if I am told I need to live that person's life now, and you will be given everything that they have, would you take it? More often than not, the answer is a big no, because I really don't know what happens in someone else's life, right? Who knows? I don't know it. I don't want any part of it. I have a tough time figuring out my own life. Why would I want to bring another equation in it? Why would I want to start from the beginning? And I know what parts of their life that other person has to sacrifice to be there. I already made my sacrifices in my own life, in my own journey, and I understand them better. And that is my story to own. And if I'm given a chance, I don't think so. I will take it. I will not take it. So, whenever I find myself comparing myself like this, I did it over and over again. I practiced it so many times that I had the answer right in front of my eyes. Pick the parts from their process that might work for me, but in a very positive manner, in a very encouraging manner, and inspiring manner. I get inspired by other people all the time. I also take from my community of friends and family, take advice from them, and chalk out my own path. But in the end, I have come to a point where I don't feel like I want to live under that illusion of a perfect life and think that someone else has gotten it together. I've also been able to talk to so many people and understand that every one of us has something that is missing in our life. And every one of us are working hard towards it, or we are struggling with it. So everyone's struggle is unique. If you talk to people around you, you would understand that someone out there is going through something, and it might be worse than what you have today. It might be better than what you have today. But at the end of the day, all of us have to live the parameters that we are given. And that is the truth of it all. There is nothing perfect or imperfect in individual lives. We are all here to be together. We are all here to help each other, to be there for each other. But in the end, this is our path to follow. This is our path to walk. Perfect or not, who is to decide? It is only one life that we get, and we have to make the best of it. That is all. So, whenever I think like that, I am able to relieve myself of this anxiety, of this overwhelming feeling that I lived most of my 20s with, that my life is not as perfect as it shows on social media. Who cares? Who cares? I am here to live a life in real time. I am here to live a life that I want to live, that brings so much joy to me, that I work hard towards, that is messy and unpredictable, that is beautiful, that has so much joy in it. And that is all I wanted. The next time you find yourself comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlighted reel, remind yourself that they also have behind the scene footages. They have their own moments of doubts. They have their struggling days. They also have times when they question everything in their life. And they really wish they also knew what is the right answers to this big question that life throws our ways. And maybe, just maybe, instead of trying to compete with their highlighted reel, you can find the courage within yourself to share your behind the scenes moments. To be real with the fact that you're also figuring out as you go along, you don't have all the answers yet, that you're doing your best with the information and resources that you have now. Because I promise you that the people who really love you will accept you for your honesty. And in this process, you might give someone else the permission to stop pretending. Your messy, imperfect, beautiful human life is worthy of celebration and love. Exactly as it is right now. You don't have to wait until you have it all figured out to feel proud of who you are and how far you have come. You are doing better than you think. And you are definitely not alone in thinking that you don't know what you're doing half the time. None of us do. And that is what makes us human. And that is what makes life beautiful. This is 30 something diaries, and your perfectly imperfect story matters.